The reason I'm here is because of my wife.
And singing got me through brain cancer. I think
2 SEC power houses face off.
It's where we separate the weak from the strong, the smart from the less smart, the cooks from the
Stay on NBC.
All new Making It, Thursday at 8, 7 Central on NBC. Your local weather authority.
We were 1 degree away today here in Fresno from reaching the warmest temperature we've ever seen in our recorded history. And we're still looking at this extended excessive heat on through tomorrow. Let's take a look right here at the chart. We have an excessive heat warning until 9 p.m. tomorrow for that whole area shaded in pink. And looking through your Valley Cam network, our Korea Health Valley Cam is showing a temperature very close to where we were yesterday, nearly at 90 degrees. And right now, other temperatures through the area are still very hot, even close to that new fire burning between Oakhurst and Mariposa. Close to the 110s again tomorrow, on to 107 Tuesday, but some relief with some cooler temperatures closer to the 100-degree mark in the days to come. That's all ahead in your local weather authority forecast. KC 24 News at 11 starts now.
Local news that matters. This is KC 24 News at 11.
Firefighters are battling a fast-moving wildfire in Madera and Mariposa counties tonight. This time-lapse from a PG&E tower cam shows the river fire erupting this afternoon and growing throughout the evening. It's now at 4,000 acres and 5% contained, according to the latest update from CAL FIRE. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shauna Kalafi. This is where the river fire is burning, right on the Madera-Mariposa county line. You can see Mariposa there, Oakhurst, and then the Highway 49 across the way there. Evacuation orders are in effect for some Madera County residents. That includes Road 800, 810, 812, 600, and Apache Road to Road 612 on both sides. And in Mariposa County, evacuation orders are in place for residents on Indian Peak at Usona to Road 800, Oak Grove Road to Oak Grove School Road to Road 800, and Stumpfield from Leonard to the Madera County line. Let's get to our Adrian Thomas live in Madera County with the latest. Adrian?
Shauna, it's all hands on deck right now for CAL FIRE crews in Madera and Mariposa counties to increase containment on this fast-moving wildfire. We spoke to one couple tonight who had to be evacuated quickly. They say they stayed until the very last minute. Tonight, the river fire rages in the mountains of Mariposa and Madera counties. Firefighters fighting the inferno amid a heat wave and ongoing drought. Ann and Dare Gordon had to evacuate this afternoon and shared with us this extraordinary video of the flames racing toward their home.
Spot fires were starting up in different locations. It wasn't just creeping up one direction. We waited to the very last minute. We were fighting the fire around the house.
The flames are right here at our doorstep, dear, right over here.
Ann and Dare say they quickly gathered clothing and other belongings and tried last-minute efforts to slow the blaze down with a hose and wet towels. But they say the fire was too overwhelming.
Ashes were falling just everywhere. And we finally, he was still whipping at the flames, getting close to the house, 20 feet from the house. Yeah. And I just said, we gotta go.
The latest update from CAL damaged in the fire so far, and no first responders have been injured as they work to protect homes in the area. Here in this remote area of Madera and Mariposa County, CAL FIRE crews have to deal with the difficult hilly terrain full of dry grass, which is one of the reasons why this fire has moved so quickly. And you can see some of the bulldozers here behind me. They're creating fire lines to prevent the fire's fast spread to nearby houses. But given Ann and Dare Gordon's narrow escape, the future remains uncertain.
We had a beautiful house, might be all gone, and what do? You start over. So we don't know what's going to happen until we get back there, maybe tonight.
In nearby Mariposa County, a Red Cross evacuation center has been set up for evacuees at the New Life Christian Fellowship.
We're ready to take on anyone that is evacuated to come here. This is currently a resource center.
Those hot and dry conditions expected in the coming days, containment will continue to be a difficult task for firefighters on the ground in Mariposa and Madera counties. For now, live in Oakhurst, Adrian Thomas, KC24, local news that matters.
Thank you, Adrian. And you can find a full list of those evacuation orders as well as the latest updates on .com. New tonight, more than 50 people left without a home after a fire tore through a Fresno apartment building early this morning. The Fresno Fire Department shared this helmet cam video with us. That fire started around 4:30 this morning at an apartment complex on Andrews Avenue near Pleasant. The Red Cross is now helping those residents find temporary housing. KC24's Liv Johnson spoke with a woman who woke up to the flames.
It was around 4:30 on Sunday morning that 14-year-old Caitlin Nichols says she heard sounds coming from the backyard of her grandmother's apartment where she's living for the summer.
I was watching TV and then all of a sudden I started hearing some things in the backyard. You know, I figured someone was just rustling around.
Caitlin says she went to check what was happening, and when she opened the front door, she saw flames engulfing a nearby shed, flames that quickly spread to her building.
We started knocking on everybody's doors, you know, yelling like fire, fire, you know, and then you could start to hear like the building start to collapse.
The 5-alarm fire affected 13 total units, leaving 56 residents displaced. 3 were injured, one of them as a result of jumping from a second-story balcony to escape the flames. Officials say the cause of the fire is unknown and finding an origin is unlikely. Those 56 residents left without a home during a dangerous heat wave, loaded onto buses and taken to a Red Cross temporary evacuation point at the Ted C. Wills Community Center, where they're providing food, water, casework, and financial assistance.
And then we'll work with all of our community partners to see what else is available to them and see what is available from the property management to see how they can get placed into another unit.
According to the Fresno Fire Department, the total number of residents displaced by fires so far this year is now 677. Caitlin and her family adding to that number, now working on their next steps.
I'm gonna literally open a GoFundMe and try to get my family housed as soon as I can.
Reporting in Fresno, I'm Liv Johnson, KC24, local news that matters.
In Mariposa County, detectives say a fight between illegal marijuana growers led to a shooting that left 1 person dead and 2 others injured. The Mariposa County Sheriff's Office says it happened late last night near Stumpfield Mountain Road. 1 person was pronounced dead at the scene and 2 others drove themselves to a hospital with gunshot wounds. Their names have not been. Second illegal grow in that area that they've been called to involving weapons. In Fresno, police say a man experiencing homelessness was killed after he was hit by 4 cars late last night. Police say it happened just before midnight on Shields Avenue near Channing. They say video surveillance showed the man standing in the middle of the road trying to cross when he was hit by several cars, and at least 2 of those drivers took off after hitting him. Officers say the driver of the last car to hit him stopped and called 911. The victim has not. In his 30s, but his name has not been released. The Selma Police Department is asking for your help finding this man, 81-year-old Billy Alves. They say he has dementia and was last seen around 9 this morning at his home at the McCall Village Mobile Home Park in Selma. He was wearing blue jeans, a light-colored shirt, black shoes, and suspenders. He's 5'11" and weighs 180 pounds. If you see him or know where he might be, call the Selma Police Department.
Fresno was 1 degree away from our hottest temperature ever. We still have another day left in our excessive heat warning. Your local weather authority forecast is next. First, your local allergy forecast from the Boss Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center.
At KC24, we're telling stories that matter, stories that inspire us.
Billy drove like there was no tomorrow.
Stories that hit home.
We lost the cabins by no fault of our own.
I'll have weak days, I will, but I've never lost hope.
Stories that impact us.
I couldn't get up out that wheelchair. I hated that wheelchair.
These are local stories that matter. Stories you'll find every day on Ksee 24. Local news that matters.
Darkside Window Tinting does more than just auto glass. We offer the same advantages to homes and businesses too. Reduced heat, more privacy, and impact-resistant film that keeps shattered glass together. Darkside Window Tinting. Affordable, reliable, professional.
Swing by for our wood-fire barbecue, cozy outdoor seating, full bar, and live music Friday through Sunday. We're serving all your favorite things. Jackson's Roadhouse, just past Table Mountain Casino at Millerton and Albury Road.
I'm Aaron Judge, home run specialist. My All Rise Foundation, Judge, All Rise, get it? Inspires kids to rise up to their potential. So we're partnering with the Central California Blood Center to encourage young adults to put service over self and give blood. Your actions will have a huge impact on this community. So make your appointment today at donateblood.org. Because when we rise up together, we can save lives. Whoa. Little help?
Owning a house is big. Bigger than loans and down payments. It's an oasis, a restaurant, a theater. It's home. At Golden One, we get it. Big or small, we work with you to reach your goals. And as a not-for-profit credit union, we'll help you find better loans and rates, so owning your home is more possible than ever. So join us. Let's make your dream home happen.
Live from the Olympics, Ksee 24, July 23rd.
Darkside Window Tinting does more than just auto glass. We offer the same advantages to homes and businesses too. Reduced heat, more privacy, and impact-resistant film that keeps shattered glass together. Darkside Window Tinting. Affordable, reliable, professional.
Dramatic changes today, new record high temperatures, also looking at the heat to continue at least one more day, then temperatures falling to the lower triple digits. This is our Meadow Lakes Valley cam, and it looks back down on the valley, but what you'll notice filling with smoke through the afternoon hours. This is from the river fire, the new fire that broke out in the Bootjack and Mariposa area. It's blowing with the wind, with smoke moving into the valley and toward areas like Oakhurst. And the fire's also been progressing to the east. And you can just see how thick that smoke gets here over the valley as we go into the nighttime hours. This is where it is located. You can see it to the southeast of Mariposa. The hours to about to 10 miles per hour, but we will see those return tomorrow. 107 degrees is the forecast for the high temperature in this area, and it is oh so very dry. With high temperatures today through the area in the 1-teens in many spots. Fresno reaching 114. It is a new record. The old record was back in 1896 of just 110 degrees. The average high is 98, and your renewable solar forecast shows plenty of sunshine continuing over the next 3 days. 7.6, 7.7, and 7.7 on that solar power index of 0 to 10. Also saw some small hail high in the mountains today. Gusty winds. Didn't see a lot of rainfall from these storms, but they were pretty powerful along the crest of the Sierra, the eastern border between Tulare and Fresno counties. And there's a possibility a couple might pop up once again in the afternoon tomorrow, but after that, we pretty much stay dry from some of these monsoon showers and thunderstorms throughout the rest of the week this week. We're still dealing with heat, but not quite as hot, and air quality is changing too. Unhealthy for sensitive groups all day today through the valley, and still looking at unhealthy air quality in Tulare County. Valley temperatures tonight getting a little cooler. We saw an overnight low of 81 here in Fresno. Very little opportunity to cool down, and we see consecutive days of excessive heat. That is when it really takes a toll on the body. 104 for tomorrow in Los Banos, 110 tomorrow in Fresno. So not quite as warm. The warm Fresno is actually 115, so we were about 1 degree away from that, and that was more than 100 years ago. 110 to 107. Overnight lows finally dropping down to some cooler numbers, and daytime highs will drop down below the 100-degree mark as well, making us for some more average temperatures and more tolerable heat before triple digits start to return through the weekend next weekend. You can get a check of your local weather authority forecast anytime on our website. It's yourcentralvalley.com.
Californians are being asked to conserve energy tomorrow as another flex alert goes into effect from 4 to 9 p.m. California ISO says they're expecting an increase several factors, including the heat wave. They also say the electric transmission lines from Oregon are still unreliable as the bootleg fire continues to burn there. They shared some tips on how to reduce your energy use during a flex alert. Set your thermostat to 78 degrees if you can. Avoid using major appliances. Turn off all unnecessary lights. Use fans to cool down and unplug any electronics you're not using. Coming up next in sports, would a former Valley standout lead his team to victory in the NBA Finals? Andrew Martin has the answer. Hey, Andrew.
Shauna, Game 3 of the NBA Finals was tonight. If Brooke Lopez and company did not win, they'd be 1 game away from getting swept. We'll take you out to Milwaukee and show you how Lopez did against the Suns. That's next in Sports Central.
At Ksee 24, our communities matter. That's why during the Next Star Founders Day of Caring, our local news team volunteered to beautify Fresno, picking up trash in downtown. When it comes to cleaning up our community, it matters to Ksee 24. Ksee 24 News is brought to you by your Central Valley Toyota dealers.
Emergency planning for kids. We can't predict when an emergency will happen, so that's why it's important to make plan with your parents. Here know how to get in touch with your family. Write down phone numbers for your parents, siblings, and neighbors. Pick a place to meet your family if you are not together and can't go home. Remind your parents to pack an emergency supply kit. Making a plan might feel like and your family. It will help you and your family stay safe during an emergency. Welcome to California Scuba.
The hidden world underwater can be yours to explore. Let California Scuba Center make it happen. From dive equipment to classes and heated pools to spectacular diving adventures, California Scuba Center is everything scuba. Ask us how veterans and their families can take advantage of the GI Bill to pay for their scuba diving certification, starting from beginner all the way to instructor. This month, enroll in NAWI certified diving training. Save money when you sign up through Clovis Adult Education. California Scuba Center.
Your diving adventure begins here.
At Tough Shed, the safety of our customers and workers is our first priority. ToughShed.com allows you to learn more, design buildings, and even complete a purchase safely from home. Virtual site checks, as well as design consults, are available. Our construction teams are working to safely manufacture and install buildings with extra precautions around distancing, cleanliness, and never entering your home. Homeowners today have pressing needs that go beyond storage, like a home office, room for the kids, and space to relax. Address your building needs safely and easily at ToughShed.com.
Pure elegance, high functionality. Welcome to my new favorite store. Welcome to my design studio. Celebrate our grand opening with us. Experience fine and unique furniture and decor, finally available locally. Our in-house designers are here to serve you in store or at your home. Earning your trust is always paramount, so reward collection beyond the ordinary. Furniture City. I found my store. Come make it yours.
It's the Olympics. It's where every sport, every country comes together. Katie Ledecky, California, swimming.
Nathan Adrian, California, swimming. Northern California is a beautiful place. Going to UC Berkeley helped shape me a lot.
You remember the people back home. That's who you're swimming for.
The Summer Olympics, brought to you on Ksee 24 by Central California Blood Center, Daryl's Mini Storage, and Southwest Airlines. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Last week, before Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Brooke Lopez was asked about playing in his first finals. He said he wanted to enjoy it. Well, I'm sure he enjoyed moments from games 1 and 2, but it's hard to enjoy losing. And the Bucks lost the first in Game 3, or else they'd be down 3-0 in the best-of-7 series. Brook Lopez was the 4th leading scorer on his team in Game 3, but he didn't have to be the go-to guy. He scored 33 points in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. On Sunday, the ex-San Joaquin Memorial star scored 11 points, and he didn't get to that number until the 4th quarter. Milwaukee led by as many as 25 points and won the game by 20. So there will be no sweep in this year's NBA Finals. It's guaranteed to go at least 5 games. Here are the numbers for Brook Lopez thus far. 17 points, 6 rebounds in Game 1, 8 points, 9 rebounds in Game 2, 11 points, 2 rebounds in Game 3. Game 4 is on Wednesday. Game 5 is Saturday. The Suns lead the series 2-1. To golf, final round of the U.S. Senior Open Championship. Ex-Bulldog Kevin Sutherland in contention. He got off to a rough start. 3 bogeys in his first 4 holes. He did birdie 6 and 7 to bounce back, but then he double bogeyed 10. He'd finished strong, 2 birdies in his last 6 holes, but that just ensured he'd shoot even par in the final round. Kevin Sutherland with a top 5 finish. He was 1 under for the tournament. Jim Furyk was the winner at 7 under par. On the PGA Tour, Lucas Glover won the John Deere Classic with a score of 19 under par. Ex-Bulldog Nick Watney was 7 under. He finished in a tie for 50th place. At the American Century Championship in Lake Tahoe, Vinny Del Negro beat John Smoltz in a playoff. Derek Carr finished tied for 30th.
Vogt did miss that one. Drives it deep to right field. Stephen Vogt has tied the ball game.
With his 5th home run this season, the Visalia native hit one out in the 4th inning against the Dodgers. It tied the game at 1. In the 9th, the game is tied 4-4 when Max Muncy wins it for L.A. A 3-run walk-off home run. 7-4 Dodgers. In the minor leagues, the Fresno Grizzlies wrapping up their series in San Jose. They score first in the top of the 1st. An RBI groundout that would be the only scoring until the 6th inning. That's when Ezekiel Tovar doubles Fresno's lead. An RBI single that brings in Zach Veen. The Grizzlies would go up 3-0 before the Giants tie the game and send it to extras. In the 10th, Eddie Diaz with a 2-run double. That's his 5th double this season, and it scores the go-ahead runs. Grizzlies win 5-3 in 10. They won 5 of the 6 games in this series. They now lead the Giants by 2 games in the standings. On Tuesday, Fresno begins a series in Stockton. Meanwhile, Visalia ended its 13-game losing streak. The Rawhide with an 8-3 win at Inland Empire. That's their first win this month and first win since June 25th against the Grizzlies. First round of the MLB first-year players draft was Sunday night. No players from the Valley were drafted, but we could soon see these 2 guys in the Valley. Jordan Lawler and Benny Montgomery. They were drafted by the Diamondbacks and the Rockies, respectively, in the first round, which means it's only a matter of time until they're playing for the Rawhide and the Grizzlies. Giants beat the Nationals 3-1. They enter the All-Star break with the best record in the majors. And that's a look at sports.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Legends, Comics and Games.
We want answers. I mean, it's been now 6 days, and they've barely found anybody, and that's not reassuring.
I haven't forgotten about the women, you know, who were voiceless in this and powerless in this.
Banfield, weeknights at 7 on News Nation.
Log on to newsnationnow.com. Click on Channel Finder and enter your zip code to find your cable provider or streaming service that carries News Nation.
Common sense news
for common sense people. News Nation.
News Nation. News Nation.
At Merced College, students can aspire to greater things. Because of that, they're able to transform their lives in a very where future doctors, agriculturalists, welding professionals, and those who are entering the computer field and transferring to 4 universities, this is where they're getting that opportunity. It all starts right here at Merced College. They get their foundation, and then they go out in the world and do incredible things.
Just got vaccinated.
COVID-19 vaccines are helping us get back to doing the things we love. They're safe and effective for everyone 12 and above. Make an appointment at myturn.ca.gov today.
This is KC24 News at 11.
Welcome back. In Oakland, police officers led a march for peace this weekend, calling for an end to gun violence. Hundreds of people joined them as they marched through the city. The homicide rate in Oakland is surging. There have been 71 homicides so far this year. And if the killing continues at this rate, there could be 135 homicides by the end of the year. Counter demonstrators tried to disrupt that rally, calling police domestic terrorists and shouting out the names of people they say are victims of police violence. But others taking part in that march said officers need more support. Oakland's police chief says the violence has gotten out of hand.
I want you to know today that while people try to divide this city, 71 homicides is far too many. But it's not about the number. It is about the people. These are members of our community. These are our family members. These are
There were 85 homicides in Oakland last year. The lowest number of homicides in recent years was back in 2018 when there were 68. We'll be right back.
Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno, is proud to be moving future cosmetologists and barbers forward toward their goals. We're supporting them through distance learning with continuing education for barbering and cosmetology careers. Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno. We'll see you soon.
Expand your universe at Legends Comics and Games, the Valley's biggest comic book store, is packed with new and vintage comics, figures and Gundam models, toys and collectibles, dice, card and board games, and retro video games. Legends Comics and Games in Fresno and Clovis. Stay legendary.
I'm Mike Osborne with OsborneHomes.com, and I want to buy your house. I'll make you an as-is cash offer on your house within 24 hours. Whether it's a OsborneHomes.com is the easiest way to sell your house. When you sell your house to OsborneHomes.com, there's no fees, no commissions, no banks, and no repair. Just OsborneHomes.com.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers get paid training to keep the power flowing, engines running, and supplies moving. Army National Guard soldiers are learning skills that can set them up for success with companies looking to hire the best.
The Army National Guard basically built my resume for me.
Find out how you can learn a trade and serve part-time for your community and country by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Do you know a local hero? We want to know at YourCentralValley.com. KC24, Tachi Palace Casino Resort, and State Center Community Colleges are teaming up to give a local hero $2,400 every month. Sign up at YourCentralValley.com and tell us who your local hero is and why. Just share your local hero's contributions and self-achievements. Winners revealed each month on Central Valley Today. Enter now at YourCentralValley.com. Heroes matter on KC24. This is KC24 News at 11.
It's Mardi Gras in July. The Fresno Dixieland Society has hosted their Sounds of Mardi Gras event at the Doubletree Hotel in downtown. They held in February, but they had to postpone because of the pandemic. It's a 4-day Mardi Gras celebration with jazz music from bands across the country and dance lessons, all benefit nonprofit. Dixieland Society nonprofit.
We bring New Orleans to Fresno every year, so if you've never had a chance to go to New Orleans, or even if you have, you can come to Fresno and enjoy it again. So it's a wonderful opportunity. We try to keep traditional jazz music alive through music scholarships.
Of the Sounds of Mardi Gras event. If you missed it this year, they'll be back next year in February. Well, that's our show. Thank you for joining us. And for the latest on the river fire, check our website, YourCentralValley.com. Good night. Stay safe out there.
Amanda.